The first pro regarding the 2025 Ford Explorer, it's going to be the overall character of this vehicle. So regarding the drive, I really appreciate just how entertaining this is to push in the corners. I would say that the Explorer is the most fun to drive three-row crossover in the segment. The turbo engines also offer a rather bassy and substantial sound. Finally, with the looks department, this is obviously used as a police patrol vehicle in the United States. So if you get this in either black, white, navy blue, or like this dark gray, then people can mistake you for a potential cop. So that's pretty entertaining as well. It just has like a fun character about it, and the overall driving qualities certainly back that up as well. Now, a con regarding the engines, well, I talked about just how entertaining and how decent these engines sound, but I would say that even with this 4-cylinder model, it's a bit overdone perhaps, because it is a loud engine. It tends to drone, and there's a bit of reverb with this engine as well. So if you're looking for the absolute quietest engine and driving experience, the Explorer is not going to be that. So depending on who you are, the engine could be either a pro or a con, but make no mistake, the performance of these engines is truly excellent. When Car and Driver did a test with these 4-cylinder Explorers, they got a 0 to 60 time of like 6 seconds flat. That's quicker than even a Turbo S Mazda CX-90, which is an inline-6 turbocharged engine with far more horsepower and torque on paper compared to this 4-cylinder Explorer. And with the EcoBoost V6 models producing 400 horsepower, 415 pounds-feet of torque, Car and Driver got a 0 to 60 time of 5.1 seconds. So really impressive performance here. Out in the real world, I am effortlessly able to pass people both in the city and out on the highway. And by the way, these 4 cylinders, they produce 300 horsepower and 310 pounds-feet of torque when you use premium fuel. If you use regular fuel, your horsepower and torque numbers do drop. Anyway, another big pro regarding these engines, it's going to be with the fuel economy. These are rather efficient for the 3-row segment. You are able to get between 18-19 mpg in the city, perhaps even low 20s if you drive a bit more mellow. That's pretty good around town. And out on the highway, you should be getting around 27-28 miles per gallon. Now that's with the rear-wheel drive models. If you go with the 4-wheel drive, then your MPG, it's going to drop by about 1 in both the city and the highway. A subtle con that I've noticed driving the new Explorer, it's going to be out on the highway. Usually around town, this vehicle has a nice, sturdy, and even a tank-like sensation as it rolls down the road. But for whatever reason, out on the highway, I mean, I was really testing this product, really had this up to high speeds out on the highway, and I noticed a bit of nervousness taking place, which is a bit unfortunate. I would say that the CX-90 Mazda has the best high-speed stability that I have tested. Now granted, if you're a family and you're just not going to be flying down the highway, then if you keep this under 75 miles per hour, it should be fine, but that's really the only subtle con that I've noticed driving the Explorer. Otherwise, around town, I have to say the overall driving dynamics, it's a big pro. I do like the handling here, as mentioned before. The ride quality is a bit taut. We do have here the 20-inch wheels with the ST line, but I can forgive the ride quality because it's communicative. It lets you know that you're driving over some of the smaller impacts and bumps, but the body control, the overall confidence that you have pushing this in corners, it is rather high. You can take your everyday left-hand, right-hand turns a bit more aggressively, your long sweeping corners, and your occupants, they're going to remain neutral. They're not going to be flipping and flopping all over the place. All right, now the overall interior space, I would consider that to be a pro. I like the layout. For 2025, they're giving us a bit more soft touch materials. This is by no means a luxurious cabin, at least with the ST line, but I appreciate the effort. If you want a more luxurious cabin, you have to step up to the Platinum model with the additional leather package. But overall though, I just like how everything is put together. There is a sense of solidity here, even when you open and close the door, so well done there. But I have to say the biggest con with this 2025 Explorer interior, it's going to be with this all-new infotainment screen. Infotainment itself works fine. I appreciate this new 13.2-inch Ford Digital Experience infotainment. However, they put all of the HVAC controls into the infotainment, so we don't have any physical buttons or switches for the HVAC. That's definitely a con in my opinion. If anything ever goes wrong with the screen, then you will not be able to access your HVAC. Other than that though, I do like the infotainment and how quickly it responds. You have all the apps that you like to use already embedded into the infotainment, like your Google Maps, you got YouTube, you even have some games as well, and everything responds quickly. We also have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. The digital gauge cluster, that's pretty easy to use. Seating comfort is really good here in my personal opinion. You'll have to try these seats out for yourself to see if you like it, but with the ST line, we do get like this leather seat with the cloth inserts. It's designed to be durable and easy to clean. Bang & Olufsen audio system, that's another big pro with these Explorers. Sounds incredible, and this isn't even the top of the line Bang & Olufsen. If you go with the Platinum or the Performance ST model, you're able to get an even more powerful 14-speaker B&O audio system. That should sound even better than what we have here. You have plenty of storage space throughout the cabin. I have a lot of space in the second row to stretch out. I am 5'11". I can easily get in and out of this vehicle. And I can even fit in the third row of this SUV as well. Granted, it's a bit tight and my knees are a bit higher up than what I would like, but for a rear-wheel drive 3-row SUV, this is really good, really impressive. If I can fit, then certainly children can fit in the third row of the Explorer, and even the trunk capacity is really good as well, whether you have the third row up or whether you have it down. So overall, well done with the packaging of this vehicle. I just wish that Ford would offer some better deals, like, incentivized financing or incentivized lease programs for these Explorers. However, I'm recording this in March of 2025. Perhaps they can improve their programs throughout the year. Regardless though, I can share with you a free resource in the description box of this video. It's a free leasing calculator brought to you by AutoCompanion. This can show you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. Although lease programs are not great right now, you can at least use that calculator to see all of the incentives that you can qualify for in your local zip code. So before you go to negotiate with a dealership, you can be aware of everything that you qualify for. And when you do reach out to a dealership, I would suggest finding the general manager's email and reaching out to them directly and finalizing the numbers with them. Something else you can use is JD Power, because the JD Power website will show you the invoice price of most vehicles, and there seems to be about an $1,800 delta between invoice to MSRP on most of these Explorers. You can of course go on websites like Car Gurus to see if there's Explorer that's been sitting on the lot for a long period of time, to see if you can perhaps have even more negotiating power with a vehicle like that. So hopefully this content helped you out. If it did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.